Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you work, it feels like you're running on a treadmill, sweating, moving, grinding, yet staying in the exact same spot financially? It's not an accident. It's by design. Talk 3. The illusion of freedom. When I was younger, I thought being an adult meant freedom. You get a job, you earn money, you buy what you need, and life flows. Simple, right? That's what they teach us in school, and that's what most of us believe. But here's the truth. For many people, adulthood doesn't feel like freedom at all. It feels like chains, just invisible ones. You wake up, go to work, get paid, pay bills, maybe save a little, repeat. And if you're lucky, you'll have enough left over for a Netflix subscription and maybe dinner out once in a while. That's not freedom. That's survival. And survival is exactly what the system wants you locked into. The school-to-work conveyor belt. Think back to your school days. Did anyone ever really teach you how money works? We learned algebra, Shakespeare, photosynthesis, but not taxes, mortgages, investments, or credit scores. And it's not by mistake. Because if schools actually taught us how to grow wealth, manage debt, or understand the traps of consumerism, fewer people would fall into the hamster wheel that fuels this system. Instead, we were conditioned. Stand in line, ask permission to speak, memorize information, spit it back out, get a grade. This is not education, it's training. Training to be an employee. Training to obey. Training to not ask too many questions. So you graduate. You're told, go to college. Get a degree. That's your ticket to a good life. You take out loans, massive ones sometimes, and step right into the first layer of the trap. Debt. Chaptoris, debt. The golden handcuffs. Debt is brilliant if you're the one designing the system. It keeps you working. It keeps you from taking risks. It forces you to think short-term, not long-term. And here's the cruel part. It's normalized. Everyone has debt, right? Car loans, credit cards, student loans, mortgages. But when you're in debt, you're not free. You're not building wealth, you're feeding someone else's. The banks win, the lenders win, the system wins. And you? You keep showing up to work because you can't afford not to. You stay at jobs you hate because bills don't care about your happiness. You skip vacations, push off dreams, silence passions, all because debt whispers in your ear every night. You can't afford that. The 9-to-5 illusion. Now, let's talk about the job itself. We're told that a 9-to-5 is stability. It's respectable. It's the foundation of a good life. But look closer. Most jobs are just modern-day versions of feudalism. Back in the day, peasants worked the land, gave most of their crop to the Lord, and kept just enough to survive. Today, you trade your time for a paycheck, give a chunk of it to taxes, another chunk to bills, and keep just enough to survive. Different century, same story. And here's the cleverest part. The system dangles just enough carrots to keep you in line. A promotion here, a bonus there, maybe health insurance. Just enough to keep you believing in the illusion of progress, even when you're still financially stuck. Suppers. Consumerism. The trap. Within the trap. So you're working, paying bills, maybe saving a little. But then comes another player in this game. Consumerism. Everywhere you turn, there's a message telling you to buy more. Upgrade your phone, get the newest car, splurge on the designer bag. You deserve it. But consumerism is a thief disguised as self-care. The system doesn't just want you working, it wants you spending. Because every dollar you spend on things you don't need is another dollar you're not using to buy your freedom. And we fall for it, over and over again. Not because we're dumb, but because the marketing is genius. Ads aren't selling products. They're selling belonging, status, identity. And in trying to keep up, we chain ourselves tighter. The just enough trap. Here's where it gets even darker. Most people don't feel completely hopeless. They have just enough money to make rent, just enough to buy groceries, just enough to maybe save a little. And that just enough is what keeps them from revolting. If people were truly starving in masses, they'd fight back. But when you've got a paycheck that covers your basics, when you've got Netflix and a smartphone. You're pacified. You're too busy juggling bills and catching your breath to question the bigger picture. This is not accidental, it's engineered. Breaking the chains. Okay, enough with the doom and gloom. Because here's the good news. Just because the system is designed to keep you poor doesn't mean you have to play by its rules. The first step is awareness. Once you see the trap, you can't unsee it. That's power. But awareness alone isn't enough. You need action. Here are some ways to start breaking free. 1. Learn the rules of money. The ones they don't teach you. Wealthy people don't play the same game. They don't just work for money, they make money work for them. This means learning about assets, investments, passive income, and leverage. Books, podcasts, mentors make financial education your priority. 2. Escape the debt cycle. Pay it down, but more importantly, don't keep feeding it. Stop borrowing for things that don't produce value. A car that depreciates isn't an investment. Neither are clothes or gadgets. 3. Build multiple streams of income. Your job should be one stream, not the whole river. Side hustles, online businesses, investments, all of these chip away at the system's control over you. 4. Invest in yourself. Skills, knowledge, health. These are assets no one can repossess. The better you become, the harder it is for the system to box you in. 5. Shift from consumer to creator. Instead of only consuming content, products, or entertainment, create something. Write, build, teach, design. Creation puts you in the driver's seat. Consumption keeps you in the passenger seat. The stories. They don't tell history is full of people who broke free. Immigrants who arrived with nothing and built empires. High school dropouts who created billion-dollar businesses. Single parents who turned side hustles into full-time independence. What's their common thread? They didn't blindly accept the script handed to them. They questioned, they learned, they risked, and they acted. And yes, sometimes they failed. But failure outside the system often teaches more than success inside of it. Yummers. The cost of staying blind. Now, let's be real. Not everyone will break free. Most people will keep playing the game because it's easier. It feels safer. And the system is designed to reward complacency just enough to keep you hooked. But there's a cost to staying blind. It's not just about money. It's about time. The years you spend working jobs you hate, the dreams you shelve, the energy you pour into survival instead of creation. That's the real price. And once time is gone, you can't buy it back. Zuperfuries. Rewriting the story. Here's the beautiful thing. The system may be powerful, but it's not invincible. Every person who wakes up, who takes control of their money, their choices, their path, that's one less cog in the machine. And if enough people do it, the system cracks. Because at the end of the day, systems are only as strong as the people who agree to play by their rules. Got it. You don't want me to add or remove any new information. Just expand what you already have so it's richer, more engaging, and a little longer. Here's your expanded version. The Horse. Rewriting the story. Here's the beautiful thing. The system may be powerful, but it's not invincible. It feels massive, like this giant machine humming in the background of your life. But every machine has weak points. Every person who wakes up and decides to stop playing along creates a crack in the gears. Every individual who takes control of their money, their choices, their path, that's one less cog in the machine. One more spark of independence in a world designed to dull it. Think about it. The system thrives on compliance. It feeds on the quiet agreement that this is just how life works. But history shows us that the moment people start questioning, the moment they say no more, things shift. Revolutions start small. Change is never instant. But cracks in the wall eventually bring the whole structure down. And if enough people do it, the system doesn't just weaken, it collapses. It cannot survive without our participation. It cannot function if too many of us decide to rewrite our personal stories, to stop repeating the same tired script we've been handed since childhood. Because at the end of the day, systems are only as strong as the people who agree to play by their rules. And rules? Rules can always be rewritten. Your move. So here's the question, the one only you can answer. Are you going to keep running on the treadmill, sweating, moving, grinding away, yet staying in the exact same place? Are you content with that endless loop? Wake, work, pay bills, repeat? Or do you want something more? Are you ready to step off? To walk your own path? Even if it's scarier, harder, less certain, and maybe even lonelier at first? Because that's what freedom feels like in the beginning. It's uncomfortable, but it's also exhilarating. It's the difference between breathing shallow air in a crowded room and taking a deep, fresh breath on top of a mountain. No one's going to hand you freedom wrapped in a neat little package. No boss, no government, no system is going to suddenly decide, you deserve to be free now. You have to take it. You have to claim it like it's already yours. And that journey begins with one small, powerful decision: refusing to play the game the way they want you to. Got it. I'll take what you've already written and expand it further, keeping all the same ideas in flow while making it fuller, more human, and more powerful. No new information added, no cuts, just enrichment. Here's the expanded version. The system is designed to keep you poor, to keep you distracted, to keep you docile. That's the cold, simple truth sitting underneath the noise of everyday life. It isn't some random accident or a series of bad breaks. It's a structure, carefully built, carefully maintained, and quietly reinforced in ways most people never even notice. It's designed to make you believe that constant struggle is normal, that living paycheck to paycheck is simply the way things are, and that you should be thankful for even the smallest scraps of comfort. A roof over your head, a little food in the fridge, a weekend to catch your breath, that's supposed to be enough. But here's the part they never tell you. Design is not destiny. A design is just a plan, a draft, a sketch of what could be, not what has to be. Blueprints are not set in stone. They can be revised, torn apart, scribbled over, redrawn, and rebuilt from the ground up. And if a blueprint can be changed, then so can your life. You have that power, even if you've been taught to forget it. You can redraw yours. You can take a step back and look at the story you've been told, the one you've been living, and decide it doesn't have to end where survival begins. You don't have to settle for barely making it. You don't have to shrink yourself into the box the system built for you. You can choose a different ending, one that doesn't stop at scraping by, but instead carries you forward into abundance, independence, and the kind of freedom that comes with real choice. Most people don't even realize they're allowed to want that, let alone reach for it. But it's there. It's possible. And it's yours if you claim it. Because life was never meant to be just about bills and deadlines. It was never supposed to be an endless cycle of alarm clocks, commutes, and paychecks that vanish before the month is over. Life is supposed to have space. Space to breathe deeply, to think, to create, to love, to actually feel free. That's not a luxury, it's the essence of living. And if you're ready, truly ready, to learn, to challenge, to break free, then the next step belongs to you. But let me warn you, don't just close this page and fall back into the scroll, into the flood of content and noise designed to keep you numb. That's how the trap pulls you back in, quietly, smoothly, without you even noticing. Don't let this moment become just another motivational hit that fires you up for 5 minutes, but fades away by the time you brush your teeth tonight. That's how awareness turns into apathy. That's how the machine wins. Instead, hold on to this spark. Guard it. Feed it. Let it push you into action, no matter how small the first step feels. Stay connected to ideas that challenge you. Keep learning, even when it's uncomfortable. Push yourself to ask harder questions about your money, your work, your time, your choices. Surround yourself with people who crave the same freedom you do, because energy is contagious, and the wrong crowd will smother your flame before it even catches fire. Build that circle. Feed that hunger. Let it grow until it becomes movement, until it becomes change. And while you do, give yourself anchors to stay on track. Subscribe, follow along, dig deeper. Whatever it takes to keep your momentum alive when distractions try to drag you back down. Because here's the reality, your freedom doesn't wait for someday. It doesn't wait for the perfect conditions or for next year, or for things to magically get easier. That mythical better time never arrives. Your freedom begins the moment you claim it. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, not when the system says you're ready. Your freedom starts now. It starts today.